This snail, infested by a worm that settles in its eyes, makes this movement to attract birds, contaminating them in turn. But this is not the only parasite in the wild. The tongue-eating louse, for example, uses its claws to drain the blood from fish until their tongue falls out, allowing the parasite to replace it and feed on the mucus. Despite its walking appearance, this insect is effectively dead, controlled by a parasite that manipulates its nervous system. Humans are not spared. The Wolfartia magnifica fly can lay eggs in the ear, and once the maggots hatch, they begin to devour from within. The Onchocerca volvulus worm can parasitize the eyes and cause blindness. Trypanosoma brucei, transmitted by the tsetse fly, causes impressive symptoms: aggressiveness, abnormal movements, and psychotic reactions, sometimes referred to as zombie disease in Africa. The roundworm, a parasitic worm reaching up to 50 centimeters in length, colonizes the intestines, laying up to 200,000 eggs a day, making it the most widespread parasitosis in the world, affecting around 1 in 5 people. This snail,
I'm not paying for my student loans because y'all got $100 billion to fund genocide. But
after this, go watch the rest of that video and read the comments, because people are like, so what? If I don't pay my student loans, what are you going to do? Ruin my credit so I can't buy the house that I wasn't even going to be able to buy ever in my lifetime anyways? I just feel like all of the old fear tactics that were used against us are just simply not working, because the system is so fucking broken. So people just don't care anymore when there's no way to win and the cards just keep getting stacked against you. At what point do you just go fuck it and start living life the way that you want to?
I did some investigation into the derivation of the North American, European, for that matter, public education system, and found out that it was based on the Prussian model. And the Prussians produced a universal education system in the late 1800s because they were afraid they were losing military superiority, and they wanted to produce a cadre of mindless, obedient soldiers. That was expressly the purpose. And then that model was adopted by prototypical fascists in the US, again in the late 1800s. This is before Mussolini and all of that time. Corporate types mostly, who wanted to produce cadres of obedient workers. And that's why the desks are in rows, and that's why there's factory bells, and that's why it's top-down leadership. But what was really stunning about that wasn't only that that was the model, but it's worse than that, because the people who built the schools were consciously aiming at eradicating the will of the students who were part of the system, because they wanted them to be obedient.
In the late 1700s, Prussia invaded Poland, and they won. Prussia now occupied Poland, but the Prussians now faced a new problem. Sure, they controlled Poland, but how were they going to get the Polish people to accept their new German rulers? They were the colonizers, the enemy, and yet somehow they needed to get the entire population to throw away their Polish identity and to accept imperial German nationalism. But the Prussians weren't stupid. They knew they had no chance in changing the minds of the adults. The adults were proud Polish people. They were set in their ways. There's no hope in converting them. But the children? The Polish children were much more moldable. And if they could attack the children, they could decimate Polish culture in just one generation. So, Prussia created a new 8-year education system, where for 8 years kids would go to school and learn things like reading and writing, but they would also learn how to listen to orders. They would learn how to do as they're told, to respect the authority of their Prussian leaders. And this new Prussian education system worked. One Prussian philosopher brilliantly described their education model by writing, "Education should be aimed at destroying free will, so that after pupils are thus schooled, they will be incapable throughout the rest of their lives of thinking or acting otherwise than as their schoolmasters would have wished. When the technique has been perfected, every government that has been in charge of education for more than one generation will be able to control its subjects securely, without the need of armies or policemen." It was as poetic as it was true. Basically, if you want a submissive population that you can rule over, you have to destroy their free will. You have to condition them not to think. Thinking is the enemy, and you have to start this conditioning when they're as young as possible. So, every Polish and Prussian child was required to attend school for 8 years. 8 years where day in and day out, these kids were force-fed so much Prussian patriotism that by the time they left school, obedience to the Prussian monarchy was the only reality they knew. The Prussian system was so effective that it caught the eye of one person, an influential American politician by the name of Horace Mann. And Horace Mann planned on exporting this Prussian model to the good old US of A.
Democrat, right? He's like a devout Democrat, right?
Yep.
And he said to me, this was interesting, I never heard this. He said, you know, I vote for Democrats because I want there to be programs in place to keep the people that are struggling. I want to keep them, I want to satiate them just enough so they don't rebel.
They don't have power.
Right. And I'd never heard that.
He said that out loud?
Yeah, he said that to me. And I was like, that's so, I never heard
Here's
that
your
before.
weed, here's your porn, just
Right.
don't make a mess.
Right, just don't make a mess so that the rest of us who aren't as unfortunate as you can still operate like we operate.
Okay, so
It blew my mind. I just never heard that perspective.
Was this on camera that the person
No,
said
this was just in a human conversation as two humans eating
well, an inhuman conversation, really?
Yeah, inhuman, yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, I had a salad. I don't know what he had. We were having lunch.
The blood of children, probably,
Yeah.
I would think.
I think he was,
Sounds
yeah.
that way.
He had an O negative, yeah, junior. Yeah.
I mean, that is so dark, but it's so true. And by the way, bless him for his honesty, because that is exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's not how you treat your own kids or people you love.
Right.
You'd never say, I'm going to keep you on just enough assistance that you cannot starve to death, but that you'll be like so harried by the shittiness of your existence that you'll never challenge my power. Like, that is a crime.
I've never
committing
heard
against
that.
Well, that's
Well,
the
to
plan.
me, as an American value, that was like, oh, that's never a way that I ever would thought or think.
No, because you encourage self-sufficiency, because that's where self-respect comes from.
Right.
I've got my shit in a pile, and I'm proud of myself. That's the goal for an adult man. And if you're preventing people from getting to that, then you are committing a crime, and you should be held accountable for it, in my opinion.
But there's nobody to hold anybody accountable anymore, it feels like.
I know. Well, I'm very aware of that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Sorry.
everyone's in on it. Well, it's just so interesting.
But how do we get out of it then?
By saying the truth out loud, I think that's the only recourse. I think that's more powerful than guns. I mean, I do. Saying truth. I mean, that's what they get hysterical about.
Right,
There'll be
you
a
were just
mass
saying
shooting, and there'll be 3 days. We need to take all our guns away. They're not going to take your guns
Yeah.
away, okay? Because they can't. But that's not their priority. But when somebody says something that's true, I mean, they will disappear a person for that. Like, you'll never hear from them again. And there's a reason.
Yeah.
And the reason is nothing is a greater threat to the people running things than true words.
Hann náttúrulega búinn líka vistarverum sem að Jæja, reyðið yfir.
All right, your total's gonna be $12.33.
Okay, let me just get my change out. This first shopper looks on as John digs through his coins.
Are you paying with all change today?
Yes, ma'am. That's the best I can do.
This is gonna take a really long time.
I'll move as fast as I can. Almost immediately. I'm sorry, sir. I'm go as fast as I can. What was the total again?
$12.33.
12.33. I just can't seem to remember. Want me to help you? Yeah, I need a hand. Thank you for your help.
Why are you helping him?
He hits her with the silent treatment.
Really, don't you have better things to do, sir?
For the woman in the back of the line,
We need $2 more.
Oh, wow, look at this. Wow.
There, sugar. Ma'am, why are you giving him money?
Because I have it to give.
Well, why are you helping this old man?
God helps me every day. Right. You need to keep your opinion to yourself.
A pastor dressed himself up like a homeless man and sat down in front of his own church to see how they'd respond. At first glance, this might look very disappointing. But this is what happened when he went inside his church and revealed himself to his congregation.
So how did our church do? I'm going to tell you now. I was crying inside that beard. Just watch and see.
Bringing us something to eat this morning. Coffee to keep it warm. Let's just pray for you real quick here.
You're welcome to come inside. We'd love to have you. All right. Come in.
I got some water. Something more valuable. The Word of God here.
A diver opens his mouth wide in the sea. A cleaner shrimp quickly dives in and inside it carefully, cleaning the diver's teeth. The cleaner shrimp also helps clean the teeth of other fish. As long as they don't eat them, it gives the cleaner shrimp a sense of security. It doesn't matter how big or how mean the fish looks, the cleaner shrimp will run into the mouth to help remove food debris from between their teeth. These fish, if they don't clean their teeth for a long time, without cleaning their teeth for a long time, that's why divers can often be seen cleaning their teeth when they dive. For the curious diver, how can they not experience such a unique opportunity to clean their teeth? A diver.
A huge tiger shark is pushing a 100-year-old sea turtle. You might think this is a tiger shark hunting, but instead, the tiger shark pushes the turtle to the side of the boat, and then it's giving the turtle to a human. The people on the boat could hardly believe what was happening. When they picked up the turtle, they were dumbfounded. Then they took the turtle to a sea animal rescue boat. To an animal rescue boat not far away, the rescuers picked up the turtle. They can see that the turtle was wrapped in a bunch of finger-thick ropes. The rescuers first used a knife to cut the rope that was wrapped directly around the turtle. Look at this piece of rope. I don't know how the turtle got tangled up in it, but it doesn't end there. This is just the beginning. Take a closer look. The turtle's neck is wrapped around the rope several times. A slight touch. The turtle's head shrinks in pain. Rescuers try to get the turtle to stick its head out, but it kept resisting. The turtle doesn't know what's happening in front of him. It doesn't move. The turtle is actually shedding tears. Maybe the pain is too much for him. The rescuers come and try to calm him down. Rescuers turn the turtle over. There's like a necklace around the turtle's neck. It looks like a shackle, and a lethal one at that. The turtle seems to realize that these people are trying to save him, and it's not moving anymore. You can see the turtle's neck has turned pink. If it doesn't get help, if it's not rescued, it's going to die. The rescuers use their knives to cut the ropes around the turtle's neck. The rope around the turtle's neck. As soon as they move the ropes, they touch the turtle's wounds. It starts to struggle again. It's a good thing the ropes are free. Look at the turtle's neck. The edges of the wound have become seriously infected. The turtle is in pain and crying again. The rescuers put medicine on the gauze to disinfect the turtle's wound. You can see that the rope has opened up the turtle's skin. See this? I hope you can give a little red heart to these kind rescuers. After disinfecting the turtle's wounds several times, the rescuers put it back into the sea.
This is a true incident from overseas. A young killer whale was circling passing boats with something in its mouth. The crew guessed that it had gotten its mouth stuck and was seeking their help. As the crew tried to remove the object, the orca seemed resistant and continuously emitted moans, as if trying to say something. This unusual behavior caught the crew's attention. Upon another attempt to assist the orca, it dived beneath the surface, exposing its white belly. This behavior is considered a sign of trust towards humans. The fishermen believed the orca was seeking their help. However, lacking the necessary tools on board, they called for help. When the rescue team arrived, the young orca was still here, seemingly aware that help had arrived. As the rescue team approached, the orca changed its direction, leading them to another part of the sea. After passing a cave, the orca halted, surrounded by a large pod of killer whales. The orca stopped around the buoy. When the rescue team arrived, they found that the orca's mother's tail fin was entangled in a buoy's rope, apparently trapped for a long time. The baby orca would swim beneath her, seemingly trying to support and alleviate her mother's pain. All the while, the baby emitted deep cries towards humans, possibly signaling a plea for help. During the rescue operation, the mother seemed to comprehend the crew's intention. She lifted her tail as high as she could. After several minutes, the tangled ropes were successfully removed. The freed mother quickly reunited with her baby. As humans prepared to leave, the mother approached them, carrying a ray in her mouth, presumably a gesture of gratitude. The orcas accompanied the rescue team to the shore, once again expressing their thanks in their unique way. Following an enchanting performance, the mother finally departed with her baby. Seeing this, one can't help but feel that every creature has a spirit.
This volcano could be huge. They're saying that the amount of magma in the chamber with this volcano is more than during the last eruption, which was in 2021, okay? And the magma is only 800 meters below the surface, okay? Time scale of just days. So this is very, very serious, guys. We have to monitor this. I'm going to keep an eye on it for you. And here's a video coming from Grindavik, and it shows some of the roads here that have been destroyed by earthquakes. You can see massive cracks in this road here. Look at this. This is just absolutely insane. So the situation is very, very serious there in Iceland. 24,000 earthquakes since late October. 24,000 earthquakes in the last few weeks, guys. That is absolutely insane. Okay? So this could be a massive eruption here.
World War III is to be fomented by using the so-called controversies. The agents of the Illuminati, operating under whatever new name, are now stirring up between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Muslim world. That war is to be directed in such a manner that all of Islam and political Zionism, Israel, will destroy each other, while at the same time, the remaining nations, once more divided on this issue, will be forced to fight themselves into a state of complete exhaustion, physically, mentally, spiritually, and economically. Now, can any thinking person doubt that the intrigue now going on in the Near, Middle, and Far East is designed to accomplish that satanic objective? Pike himself foretold all this in a statement he made to Mazzini on August 15, 1871. Pike stated that after World War III is ended, those who will inspire to undisputed world domination will provoke the greatest social cataclysm the world has ever known. Quoting his own words, taken from the letter he wrote to Mazzini, and which letter is now catalogued in the British Museum in London, England, he said, "We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a great social cataclysm which in all its horror will show clearly to all nations the effect of absolute atheism, the origin of savagery and of most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere, the people forced to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitudes disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will be from that moment on without direction and leadership, and anxious for an ideal but without knowledge where to send its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out into public view, a manifestation which will result from a general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time."
Oh, hey, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Don't walk on the garden.
You need to put up a sign, man.
It's fine. Go to my happy place. Back to the beginning. Oh, hey, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Don't walk on the garden.
You need to put up a sign, man.
It's fine. Go to my happy place. Back to the beginning.
Record yourself before and after Googling, why were chainsaws invented?
Why were chainsaws invented? What?
Record yourself.
The American people are the biggest slaves of any citizenship in the entire world. And let me tell you why. Because the American people are the only people that are told, go work super hard, go take a massive amount of your life, and we're going to take at least half your money, all right? And then when we take half your money, we're going to send it overseas, or we're going to mismanage it, or we're going to steal it, or we're going to funnel it back into our political contributions, or we're going to send it over here for quote-unquote aid. Okay, where's our motherfucking aid? Where's our aid from Kuwait or any of these other rich countries to fix our homeless problem? Do you ever notice that none of the other citizens on the planet work so that we can have a better here in America? It's always the other way around. Why the fuck are we, the citizens of the United States of America, financing the well-being of every other fucking country in this planet? Okay? Until people wake up to that and say no more, shit's gonna continue. This land of the free, that's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke, dude. Land of the free, land of the motherfucking worker bees is what we are. We work. Government takes more than half of our money, and you say, oh, well, they don't take half of mine. You know, they only take half of the rich people's money. Oh, really? What do you pay when you buy shit? What do you pay when you own shit? What do you pay on your personal property? What do you pay when you put gas in your car? Okay? And if you add all those things up that you pay, they're taking 50% of your money too. And they're telling you to work. The American dream, the American dream, the American dream. And then we'll take half your shit and we send it to other countries. We are the world's ATM. The people of America are the world's ATM. It needs to end. People need to say no more. They need to get smart about taxes. Do you ever question why you weren't taught personal finance, balancing your checkbook, or taxes when you were in high school? Why isn't that part of the public education? Why are they teaching instead gender ideology and all this fucking bullshit? Because they want you to be financially ignorant so that you will go through your life not realizing how much they're actually oppressing you and how much they're actually stealing from you. And then they're going to tell you this is freedom. No, the fuck it isn't. It's not even close.
Mom, the problem is... It's okay, just ignore it. Just watch. At least it's the downside that they sent the acid water. I really don't like attitude around here. It's a very overheated acid attitude. Who are you? How did you reach my... Mom! What? There's something that is a... What the hell? What's that? Go away! Mom! It's okay. Stop, Jakub. Don't scream. Don't be scared. It's okay. Mom! It's okay. Oh my God. It's okay. Be quiet. Don't scream. Be quiet. Don't be scared. Go away! Go away. This is my house. You're not welcome. Jakub, don't scream. Be quiet. Don't be scared.